Been better than I was the last time, baby.
We back.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trinity. Today this is going to be part 2. I wanted to go ahead and record this early in the day so the sun does not go down, because I ended part 1 early only because the lighting was just horrible. I didn't want to set up the ring light, and I was just like, you know what, let me just chop it right here. I wanted to purposely split up part 1 and part 2 because I wanted to post part 1 just to read the comments, just to keep it real. I was like, you know what, let me just split it up, because I need to feel the vibes. I need to read the comments. I need to know if I'm doing the right thing. I need to know how people are responding to this story time, because if I didn't get any support under that part 1, I probably would have deleted it, because I wouldn't have been wanting to do part 2, to be honest. But I'm really happy that I got a whole lot of support under that video. I got an overwhelming, like, I was so surprised at the amount of support that I got for the video, just because you never know, you know what I'm saying? You never know these days with people being extra sensitive and you shouldn't say that, or why are you sharing this story? There's always someone that wants to be negative about something when someone's trying to do something right. Let me see, 14,000 people watched it, and I didn't see one negative comment, which made me feel like I did the right thing. It made me feel like, okay, well, the video is good, it didn't offend anyone, until I got a tweet. One person, like, it's crazy because this literally is like a 1%. Like, I looked for the comments for something negative and I didn't see anything, but yet I got a negative tweet about the video. The person just let me know through a tweet that they didn't really like the fact that I wasn't taking it seriously. Like, they thought I was taking it as a joke, and it really did rub me the wrong way, because I mean, this isn't funny. Like, this isn't funny. Like, I went through this experience. This was a life-changing situation for me. This isn't a joke, and I wouldn't take it as a joke. But they felt that since I added animation, no, it wasn't animation. It was this right here.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If y'all saw part 1, you know that I put this in the video a couple of times, but I put it in the video to give you guys a perspective of how I felt. It was a simple, what are you talking about? That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly what I told my ex-boyfriend whenever he was doing something or saying something. That's what I said. I said, what? What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. Even though it was a small percentage of people that may had a problem with it or got offended or felt like I wasn't taking it seriously, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anyone to get offended. That's not my intent. And if I need to take away the edits and the effects and the animation to make it clear that I'm serious, then that's what we're gonna do for this part 2. So if anyone is here from part 1 that's feeling kind of salty for whatever reason, I'm going to make sure not to put any type of edits or animations or sounds or anything in this video for you guys, okay? For the people that do support me, that know my intentions, I see y'all in the comments. Y'all probably like, girl, you ain't gotta explain yourself. We understand, we got you. I understand, I got you. I love y'all, okay? I love y'all, because some people understand, some people like this, and then there's other people that just wanna find something wrong, and I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's doing this. Not everyone's giving this detail. Not everyone is opening up about this. I'm doing it. I'm doing something right. And I only say that because just the other week, I was at a mental health charity event. Okay, Trinity J is already being active. Trinity J is already interested in helping. So before anyone really wants to get on me about my seriousness and all of this, you really need to check yourself to see if you're doing all what you can to help before you come at me, because I'm already doing work. I'm already putting in stuff. So now that I'm done, hello to the people that skipped over to the actual start of the story. I know some of y'all skip. Y'all ain't slick. Okay, so from part 1, it was left off of the park when he was telling me to put my phone outside the car, and then I basically told him, you know, I love you, but I think you need to talk to someone. He wasn't trying to talk to anyone at all. Like, he just wasn't. And I think I tried to convince him a little bit, and actually it was dark, which is crazy because it was dark outside. We were at the apartment, and I think we were going to sleep. Like, I know we both were in the bed, and I was keeping an eye out on him at this point. Like, I was watching his every move just because, I don't know, I felt like I needed to, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure he was okay, or just to, I don't know, I was just watching him. I noticed that he wasn't really sleeping that much either, so I was just like, you know what, I need to make sure this guy goes to sleep. So I wasn't trying to go to sleep, so he went to sleep. He got up out the bed, and I got up out the bed, okay? Because I was just like, you know what, if you getting up, I'm getting up. If someone knocks on the door, I'm going to be there to open it. You know, if you call the police, I'm going to be right there with you. Basically just wanting to be by his side. Like, I was his girlfriend and I cared about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I needed more detail, more information. Like, I was so curious to know, like, okay, what are you going through? And I want to be right here front and center to see what you're going through. And that's why I wanted to be really close by. He's definitely looking at me like what you doing? And I'm like, what you mean what I'm doing? I'm here with you. Like, you hearing something, I'm about to be right here with you. Like, we gonna hear this together, because if you hearing something, I want to be right here to hear it too. Because at that moment, you guys, I didn't want to believe that he was going through something. And yeah, let me just be straight up. I was in denial a little bit about him possibly going through something mentally. Because I was just like, no, this is just a phase, or this is all gonna fade away, and you know, this isn't serious, this can't be happening. So anyways, we are both in the living room, and for me, this was one of the heartbreaking parts of this whole situation for me personally. We're in the living room and it's quiet, the TV's not on, air conditioning isn't on, it is dead silent. And I can tell by his body language that he could hear something. And he turned to me and he said, "Do you hear it?" And I said no. I said no because I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. And he was just hearing more. He was like hearing sentences. And there was one point where I was just like, you know, what are they saying? And he was telling me certain things they were saying, and it was negative. They were basically just talking crap about him, you know, like mean things about him. And I looked at him and I said, "Babe, I don't hear anything." And I was letting him know, it was me confirming to him that I don't hear anything. Like, if I can tell you that I don't hear anything and you hear something, maybe you can be more open to getting help. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was hoping, was just being honest and saying, I don't hear anything. Like, I wasn't gonna lie and say I was. Like, what? We were actually sitting in a chair. Like, he actually was sitting in a chair. We first were standing up, but then he sat in a chair. And I sat in a chair. And we were facing each other. Like, it was like Hurt Babe, for real. It was that type of setup. 2 chairs facing each other. And he was still hearing things. And I just remember looking into his eyes and saying that I didn't hear anything. And you guys, this broke my heart. This broke my heart. He stares at me and he's like, I can't deal. He stares at me and he's like, maybe you do hear it, you're just not telling me. That's what he said. He said, maybe you do hear it, you're just not telling me. And it broke my heart because I always kept it real with him. You know what I'm saying? I always kept it real with him. And it's just like, why would I lie about it? You know, like, why would I lie? I don't have any reason to lie to you about voices, especially if somebody talking crap. Like, what you mean? Like, I'm about to turn up with you. We both can handle this. Like, if I heard someone talking junk, I mean, I'm not about to be like, oh no, they're not talking junk. Like, no, I was a writer for this dude. Like, no, if somebody talking junk, I'm gonna tell you, like, yeah, I hear it. They talking junk about you. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And for him to literally like look into my eyes and say that, it was just like, you know, like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you the truth, and now you think I'm lying to you. You're gonna find out as the story goes that I did lose his trust. If I wasn't believing the things he was believing, and if I wasn't hearing the things he was hearing, then he didn't trust me. That's how it is, and it really sucked because I don't know. I didn't know what else to do. After he told me that, I said, no, I'm not lying. Like, I don't hear it. And I think I probably got emotional. I don't know, probably, because I was just in a useless position. Like, oh my gosh, nothing I say or do is helping. And it's just like, I felt so useless as a girlfriend, for real. And that did distance us even more. So after that, he actually went to the neighbor's door because he was just like, well, the neighbors, it's the neighbors. Like I said in part 1, he was trying to put the puzzle together, a puzzle that wasn't real. And he went outside, and I went outside right after him, just like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Because I didn't hear anything. But in his head, he's just like, okay, well, I need to check on the neighbors. Like, they talking crap. He goes to the neighbor's door, and he's knocking at the door. And I am beside him. I'm already grabbing his arm, telling him, no, don't do this. It's not the neighbors. It's not the neighbors. I knew this could end really bad, but he kept on knocking. He's stronger than me. I mean, there wasn't much I could possibly do, but he knocked on the door and no one answered the door. I'm so happy no one opened that door, because had someone opened that door, I don't know what would have happened. But it's a woman's voice, and she's just like, who is it? And he says, I'm your neighbor. And she said, what do you want? Just like, oh, can you open up the door? And in my head, I'm just like, why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're just telling them to open up the door, and you don't really have a reasoning to be at their door. You want to see their face. And once again, I'm beside him, trying to get him back to our door. Like, come on, you don't, like, just don't do this. He doesn't listen, and he looks at me and he's just like, there's a reason why you don't want them to open up the door. And once again, I'm feeling like, okay, wow, I feel like he's accusing me of something. Like, he's making me feel as if I'm involved in this. And I told him, no, like, that's not it. Like, these are our neighbors. You're bothering them. Like, they can call the police. The lady responds and says, we're about to go to sleep. So she doesn't open up the door, and he continues to knock. Y'all, I was so scared, because I was just like, yo, they can call the police. And then, like, it just anyways, a guy did approach the door. He didn't open it. I only heard his voice, and he was just like, what do you want? Because I guess that was like the husband, like, hey, like, what you want? Because my wife already told you that we were going to bed, and now you still knocking, so what do you want? And then my ex is just like, oh, well, I want y'all to meet my girlfriend. I turned my head, and I'm thinking that he said it just as an excuse or something, but it was just like, you know, part of me felt as if I was involved. Like, he told me that the voices brung me up. You know what I'm saying? That was the scariest part. Like, my name and she and all this and that. And that's a scary feeling, because if these voices are negative, then what are they saying about me? Getting back to the door part, it scared me because he told me this before he went to the neighbors, and I'm just like, yo, what if the voices brung me up and he thought it was the neighbors, and that I was somehow tied to the neighbors and the voices? I don't know. Like, I was just scared, because I'm just like, yo, like, I don't need to be looked at as the enemy, the bad guy, the person, part of these evil voices in your head. It's not fair. But anyways, the guy said, we're about to go to sleep. And that was it. And I had his arm, and finally he went back inside the apartment. After that, you guys, there was like a minor argument. He didn't do much talking. It was mostly me, because I was just like, look, we need to talk. Once again, like, you can't be doing that. That's what I told him. I said, you can't be doing that. Like, they could have called the police. I was just like, man, I'm just starting to feel useless. That's how I started to feel. And also in the comment section, I saw a lot of course, the stories, and a lot of people were able to understand my frustration. The thing is, like, if you don't know how to cope with it, then you're not going to know how to cope with it. I didn't know how to cope with it. And there are some people, like experts out there, that would know how to cope with that. There are people that have family members that, you know, have been diagnosed with something, and they have medicine, they may have episodes and all of that. They know how to cope with it. They know what to say and what not to say. In my situation, I didn't know what to say, what not to say, how to cope with it, how to think. I didn't know any of that. The thing is, when I looked at my ex, I saw him as my ex, somebody who I've been down with for years, good memories, bad memories, been through a lot of stuff together, etc., all that good stuff. That's who I saw. Until, of course, things like that happen. That's when I was just like, okay, wow, this is not the same person. But then I would go back to seeing him as just the regular guy I already knew a long time ago. When the craziest stuff was going on, I wasn't posting videos. Like, there was a time that I took a break, and even in one video where I finally come back on YouTube, I actually made it clear that, y'all, I was going through something. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trinity, and yeah, it's been a minute, and I know I posted 2 videos before this one, but it really has been a minute because there was a moment that I took like almost 2 weeks off. Sorry, I'm back, y'all. I was going through something, like, Lord, hashtag pray for Trinity, y'all. So all of this happened mid-September through October 13th. So anyways, it was the next time where something happened, and I don't know how he convinced me to go to the park again. Y'all are probably like, what? Really, you went right back to the park? Excuse me, yes, I did. I don't know how he did it, but he convinced me to go back to the park. I don't know, like, he really did convince me, I guess. Like, there were days where I woke up just wanting a fresh start. And that's what happens when you go through so much and you just think that everything is going to get better, and you just try to be positive. And I woke up every day hoping that I wasn't going to have to deal with anything crazy that day. He wanted to go to the park, take a walk, and I remember telling him, okay, I was down for it, but I told him, I remember this like yesterday. I said, I'm not going to the park if you're gonna pull that stuff that you pulled last time. I'm going to have my phone. I'm not going to put my phone outside the car. I'm not going to do that. That's what this is. I'm not going to the park. And I told him this. I made it clear. I made it perfectly clear. And he looked at me dead in my eyes and lied. He was a very good liar. So I'll give him that. But anyways, he lied to my face. I end up at the park. I have my phone with me, and I'm like, okay, so far so good. So we're walking in the park, and I'm thinking everything is okay. And nope. Because eventually he tells me that he wants me to turn my phone off again. Like, you don't need to be on your phone. This is me time. You need to turn your phone off. So I'm like, okay, we need to spend quality time together. You think I'm distracted by my phone? I'll turn it off. Okay, so I turned it off, and then he reaches for my phone and he puts it in his bag. Yes, he puts my phone in his bag that was red, and he put it by a bush. I'm just like, I just feel like I was set up. That's what I felt like. I felt like, okay, you really just set me up just now. It goes back to him thinking that someone is listening in on him. And I mean, y'all, I was just frustrated. I get back to the car, so just upset, disappointed, angry, whatever. And I mean, I wanted to go home. I told him to take me home. He told me he wanted to stop at one more spot. So we ended up going to, it kind of was like a baseball field, kind of. But I'm not sure. All I know is that we were on the bleachers and the sun was going down. And you guys, this was another moment that broke my heart. He looked me in the eyes and he was just like, you know what, are you cheating on me? And I looked at him like, are you really asking me this question? First of all, I did say no. Without hesitation, I said no. But then I wanted to know, like, why? Why are you asking me this? Why do you think that I was cheating on you? Where did this come from? And he was just like, I just wanted to know. And I was just like, no, I didn't cheat on you. After dealing with that, you guys, I do remember getting emotional. I got emotional a lot through this whole process. There was a lot of crying involved, okay, on my end, because I don't know, like, it's just crazy, like, things happening after one another. It just really broke my heart, because I was just like, yo, like, I've been riding with you for this long. I've been down for too long. I've been loyal. I've been right by your side. I've been with you through some hard times. And I couldn't believe that he was asking me this, as if I would ever do him that way. But, whatever. I did tell him no. I kept it real. No, I did not cheat on my ex. I'm not a cheater. I don't do that cheating stuff. I'll break up with you. I don't need to cheat. But anyways, after that, we got in the car, went back to the apartment. I don't know what happened that night, to be honest. I don't at this point. I'm just going to, I think that's it before my birthday. I wanted to make sure to cover everything that happened before my birthday, because it was my birthday weekend that really, that was when, man, okay. I was very excited for my birthday, and I knew that even though he was going through this whole situation, he knew it was my birthday, and he knew that I wanted to celebrate it in a very, I guess you could say, somewhat semi-big way. I wanted my family there. I wanted him there. I mean, I could have left him, just to keep it real, because some of y'all probably like, you probably shouldn't have brung him. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have, but at the same time, like I said, I cared for him. I didn't just want to plop him over to the side. No, like, that was my boyfriend. Like, I mean, come on, I still cared about him. I wasn't going to leave him. I wasn't going to not have him included, and I felt like he needed to get out of town. I did. I was just like, you know what? He needs a break from, I guess, this city. So we traveled to a city that some of you may be familiar with, actually. But we went to a city that was somewhat nearby. It wasn't too far. It was a really nice city. And I got a hotel. I paid for the hotel on the top floor, had a great view. My whole family was there. They were in their own little hotel room. My boyfriend and I, we had our own hotel room, top floor. The view is nice, it's popping. I'm excited, I'm happy. And we get to the hotel room, and you guys, my ex trying to take down the little smoke detectors. I believe that's what it was. You know, like in the hotels, I mean, I know they have vents, but they also have like, I think like smoke detectors. I think that's what they were. But either way, I caught my ex messing with it. He didn't take it down. He was messing with it. And I remember, because on my birthday weekend, I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to keep it 100. I wasn't tolerating no mess. I wasn't tolerating no mess. Not on my birthday weekend. But I even told him before we left, you told me that you was gonna calm that stuff down. He actually told me. We had a conversation, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna just stop doing all what I'm doing. I get that it's freaking you out. I'm just gonna, cut it off. I ain't gonna do it no more. That's what he told me. Now, some of y'all experts, y'all probably like, no, he wasn't going through a phase. He probably was just telling you what he needed to tell you just to, make you feel calm at the moment. I get it. I know for a fact he straight up played me 100%, because once he got to that hotel, he was messing with it, and I verbally was just like, no. I told him, no, you need to stop. We are in a whole nother city. You should feel safe. He wasn't taking it down. He was trying to, and I'm happy that he didn't. He was actually on the bed trying to mess with it. I'm like, yo, no, no. I felt like I was doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like getting him to, be out and in another environment so he can feel okay and we can have fun. I can take his mind off of whatever he's going through. I tried to help, and it was 100% a fail. I think he was chilling after that. I'm really not sure. Moving on to when we went out to lunch, we went to Brick's Pizza, and I was sitting there with my family. My mom came later. Yeah, my mom came down later, but it was my dad, my sister, my brother, and my ex, and we were sitting down, and you know, we were just enjoying lunch, trying to enjoy lunch. I'm near my ex, I'm right beside him. I can tell that he's uncomfortable, and there's a white guy that walks by us. He just casually, like a regular person, just walked by, and he sits down at a table, and I think he gets like on his phone. My ex, he really blew the whole thing out of proportion, because I look at him, I'm just like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And my ex turns to me and he's just like, you see that guy over there? And I'm just like, yeah. He was just like, you know, he's doing something. He's doing something on his phone. And I'm like, it's his phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's his phone. He's doing something on his phone because it's his phone. And my ex was just like, no, like, he's doing something. Like, something is up with that guy with the phone. Like, something's not right. Something's off. Without hesitation, I grabbed his arm. Not like grabbed it, but, you know, I get his arm and I'm holding it. I'm just like, don't get up. Because he was trying to get up. He told me that he was going to confront the guy. And I was holding his arm like, no, don't do this. You don't need to confront him. He's minding his own business. He's on his phone. He's not worried about you. Don't get up. Like, you don't want to cause a scene. It could have just been bad. And once again, I'm his girlfriend. Even though it's my birthday weekend, I still cared about him. So I want you guys to understand that, okay? This was my boyfriend. Even though he was going through something, I was there willing to go through it with him, by his side, even though it was so stressed out, so frustrating. I still wasn't trying to leave his side because that's not who I am. So it was nothing just to be like, you know, I'm about to just be here right by your side as much as I could. Because eventually, of course, the breakup happened. Eventually, it was just too much for me. But at the moment, I was still trying to hold on. I'm happy that I guess I kept him comfortable enough to sit there. And it's crazy, y'all, because my sister, my brother, my dad, they have no clue what's going on. No clue. At this point, I didn't even tell my parents what was going on. I told my best friend. That was it. I did not tell my family what was. I think I told my sister a little bit, but I did not tell my parents anything because I was trying to protect my ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really put my parents all up in my relationship business, you know what I'm saying, until they need to be in it. It's crazy that all of this is going on. We're having like this situation here and my whole family is over here just casually talking, eating pizza, not even knowing what's really going on. Let's move on to the dinner, the birthday dinner. Okay, this was it for me. I gotta adjust myself, you guys. My leg is falling asleep. The birthday dinner. And y'all know I just had a birthday. So we're at my birthday dinner. You know, I beat my face. I'm looking cute. And if I could find the actual picture that I took at the actual table, this is it right here. This is what I was looking like. I was at this nice restaurant. I ordered some wine. My whole family, my mom, my dad, we had a big old circle Sunday dinner table. I'm looking cute, and beside me there's my ex. He's looking nice. Everything is great. Everything is right. My family, we all didn't even finish our food before this guy started talking. Now y'all know that when a boyfriend in front of a family says that he has like an announcement, it really does catch everyone's attention. Like, wait, announcement? Instantly, you know, my sister looking at me like, oh my gosh, you know, should I get the camera? Should I record? Should I record? And in my head, based off of the problems that we were having in our relationship, just in general, and with the whole situation, I was just like, I'm sorry, but this ain't no proposal, because this, you don't, I looked at her and I said, no. This ain't no proposal, because I already knew it was. I knew from the jump that it wasn't a proposal. And then my ex was just like, oh no, you know, a camera isn't necessary. And my sister's face is just like, okay, all right, well, what you gotta say? My whole family is just looking at him like, okay, well, what's the announcement? And he starts to say, the first thing he said was, do y'all ever feel like you're being watched? That's the first thing he said to my family. And, you know, everyone's face is just like, you know, yeah. Now look here, when they said yeah, it wasn't like, yeah, they understand what he's talking about. It was like, yeah, I mean, we are being watched to a certain extent. I mean, I'm sure people do watch certain people in public. You get what I'm trying to say? They were kind of like, oh, you know, yeah. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm being watched. You know, we all are being watched. Now, that's how my family was reacted. Now, me, y'all already know, I already knew for a fact that, okay, this is bad. I know where this is going. They don't know where this is going, but I know where this is going, and I immediately was trying to stop it, okay? I spoke up. I'm just being honest, I'm being real. I told my ex, I said, you don't want to talk about this. I was low-key trying to stop the conversation. This was my family, and that's just, I didn't even tell them what was going on with me, and he was about to do it right then and there. My ex is looking at me, and he's just like, why not? You know, I really want to talk about this. And I'm like, okay, all right. And honestly, I let him. I took a moment and I said, you know what, go ahead. Go ahead. It doesn't matter that it's my birthday dinner and this is a nice restaurant and my whole family's here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Because this is more important. He didn't care that it was my birthday. And honestly, I don't even think he knew that it was my birthday. That's how out of it seemed like he was. Because he didn't care that it was my birthday dinner. This whole birthday dinner was about him. And this is how it happened. And just to let you know, I gave him the go ahead just because we were already kind of going back and forth. And I can tell my family was just like, okay, what's going on with them? And I was just like, you know what? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, dig your own grave, because after you let this out, everyone gonna know that something's mentally wrong with you, and then I won't be alone in all of this, and then I'll have the support of my whole entire family, and then maybe they can convince you that you need to talk to someone. So I was just like, you know what, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. He gets the talking, you guys. He's bringing up the people that was at the door trying to kill him. My dad looking like, what? Like, is our daughter okay? And all of this. My mom is just like, what? Everything is coming out. Everything is coming out at the table. We haven't even got our food yet. We didn't even get our food yet. It got so crazy that my sister got up and left. My sister got up and left. She left the restaurant. She left and went outside.